Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. John Swinney may well be in denial of the crisis of asylum seekers or illegal immigrants in Scotland. And he keeps wanting to welcome more of them, and I'm perfectly fine for Scotland to be flooded with them if it gets them out of England. Come on, guys, if we send them all up to Scotland, it will hasten the end of John Swinney and the SNP. And then as soon as reform comes in, they're all going to go anyway. So, it might be worth the inconvenience for a while. But the Tories have launched a campaign to get out and close down all the immigrant hotels in Scotland. Scottish Tories are pushing this. It says that the SNP's what they're calling open door attitude to illegal immigrants is harming Scotland. And they are perfectly correct, of course. I was only being facetious when I said about sending them all up there. We need to send them all out home, back to whence they came. Not just the illegals, I think, as well. We haven't got the resources. It isn't a racism point before anyone starts going, oh, you're being racist. Illegal immigrant isn't a race, it's a status. And also, we don't have the facilities. We don't have the resources. We don't have the homes, the medical care facilities, the schooling, nothing. It is a matter of resources. We don't have them. In fact, in some places now, water is becoming problematic. But 9 in 10 asylum seekers in Scotland, in Glasgow, are publicly housed. That is to say, housed in accommodation paid for by the taxpayer. Meanwhile, there's still families in bed and breakfast, for example, or in temporary accommodation. Shouldn't the Scottish families be put into these houses ahead of immigrants? Why are immigrants jumping the queue? Now, when you get things like this, it is going to cause an awful lot of problems, and we're seeing these problems now up and down the whole of Britain, and we're seeing the problems in Scotland particularly. Indeed, my good friend Craig Houston has done videos on this very matter. But Craig Hoy has now come forward. He's the shadow local government spokesman. He's put forward a motion to be discussed in Holyrood about the current number of asylum seekers being held in accommodation that would be better spent or better used housing Scottish families, Scottish individuals of any, not necessarily, families, but there's individuals as well who need housing, of course. And they should, he's saying they should have priority. I completely agree with him. They should. The people born in this country must come first. However, we do now have a national government, Westminster, that has successfully fought in court to show that immigrants have more rights than the British. That can't possibly be right, and that is, of course, just pouring fuel on the fire of the civil war that is now, I think, inevitable in Britain. And I'd hate to be on the wrong side of that. And if you want to know what the wrong side is, it's the left. It's going to be vicious, it's going to be bloody, and the people who are going to win will be the public, because we are many and they are few. Wouldn't want to be a politician when it kicks off. Thanks very much. Bye.